Tonight, one decision, one demand, and one act of destruction are driving the national conversation. Did Cabinet really decide the fate of the BTL-Speednet deal, or was that call made before ministers ever sat down to discuss it? And as trade unions demand the resignation of BTL Chairman Mark Helm-Lizarraga, Prime Minister John Briceño is standing firmly by his board. Plus, a shocking discovery in the north. A section of the Maya site, El Pozito, has been destroyed, leaving residents angered and authorities searching for answers. Was a piece of Belize's history lost forever? And in a major conservation win, thousands of acres of mangroves at Turneffe Atoll are being permanently protected, while a multi-million-dollar investment promises to boost marine research in Belize. Also tonight, teachers say their August break is disappearing. BNTU President Nadia Kaliz is challenging mandatory training sessions that she says are adding pressure to an already exhausted profession. From politics to preservation, from education to accountability, we've got the stories everyone will be talking about tomorrow. News 5 starts now.
One morning. In Belize, that's usually a whole week of asking around. Find It 501 is a directory of every business in Belize. Every district, every category, hardware to hear to what's happening this weekend. Done before noon.
6 businesses got found this morning. Is yours on Find It 501?
Win the Encore Bundle. 2 Skydeck tickets, $500 DigiCash, a night stay at Grand Resort plus official Marshall Montano merch. Get your tickets for only $5 on the DigiWallet Marketplace games. And experience Marshall Montano the Encore way.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, August 19th. I am Sabrina Daly. Did Cabinet reject the BTL-Speednet deal, or did the Prime Minister make the call before ministers even met? John Briceño insists the decision was not unilateral and says abandoning the acquisition was the wisest move at this time. He is also downplaying concerns about Speednet's strongly worded response, arguing that the company is simply preparing to compete in the market Belizean said they wanted.
We need to understand that whatever we discuss in cabinet is confidential, but we felt that maybe at this time, and you always, and I know people say, oh, you said at this time, but simply I believe that cabinet in its wisdom decided that maybe we should not proceed.
How did you go about consulting other cabinet members in the face of reports or suspicions that it was likely a unilateral decision?
Again, this is a matter for the cabinet and not free to discuss. What I can tell you, I did not make the decision on my own.
How do you view the Speednet release in the wake of cabinet's decision, seeing that others have seen it as a threat?
No, I don't think it was a threat. I think they were, if you really look at it and read it, you were congratulating the public. You want competition, so there will be competition. That's how I read it. I didn't see it as a threat.
Is it your view, perhaps, have you considered asking or imploring on BTL to ask the PUC to repeal that SI that makes competition a bit more challenging for them?
But how does it make more challenging? You all have been saying that you don't want prices to go up. And so what? BTL did. What has happened in all this discussion, and it's something that the courts have already determined, that one, that there must be compensation. I think it was the opposition that challenged a contract that was given to Speednet, and the court ruled that there should be competition. So that's one. Secondly, what the PUC was doing in their deliberations and consultations, and they did what, again, the court has been saying, that BTL is a dominant operator, and as such then they had to do that and to declare that. And so I don't know what else you're talking about.
I'm just thinking in the face of Smart or Speednet being able to essentially set their prices and perhaps even undersell, where BTL now has to go through lengthy processes because of the SI to change it.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What the SI said is that it can't raise its prices, but of course a company can reduce its prices.
A showdown is brewing between the Bermudian administration and Belize's trade unions. The unions are demanding the immediate resignation of BTL chairman Mark-Helm Lizarraga, but the Prime Minister says Lizarraga and his board have done nothing wrong. With several other demands and a 90-day deadline now on the table, we asked the Prime Minister how his government plans to respond.
But did they do anything wrong? They did not do work, but again, I think you all are jumping ahead of your time. The board did not decide to buy Speednet at that moment. The board decided to do more due diligence to see whether it was feasible to be able to buy. A decision was not made at that time with the board to buy, and so I don't know. So what is it that they did wrong?
Well, there's this general.
Another question.
There's this general consensus that the chairman did not act in the best interest of the general public. At least that's what the unions are saying.
That is their view, and I don't agree with them. Anything else?
Sir, in relation to the 90-day deadline that's been given by the NTUCB in relation to enactment of legislation, I think bringing into force one legislation passed already, and also changes to like the PUC Commission and I think the BTL board, will the government comply with those or see them in the streets?
We'll take a look at it.
And do you see it being a possibility, a tripartite system, leadership system, where at the BTL board level?
I would have to take a look at it. I can't comment on what I have not decided on. No.
Does BTL pull back its application before the PUC?
I have no idea.
That would be the
okay, thanks everybody.
Will the Bermudian administration bow to union pressure or stand its ground? And if the Prime Minister rejects their demands, are Belize's unions prepared to mobilize? We'll be watching closely. The BTL-Speednet deal is dead, but former PUC Chairman John Avery says BTL could still pay the price. With the company's rates frozen for 3 years, Avery argues that its competitors can now undercut its prices and gain the upper hand. He has called the proposed acquisition illegal from the start. Today, he explained why he believes the PUC's decision has left BTL at a disadvantage.
The thing is, PUC has already declared BTL a dominant provider. Nothing has changed, so BTL is still a dominant provider. However, they've passed this SI saying that BTL cannot change its rates for 3 years, which now means that BTL is in a precarious position, because if other licensees were to start lowering their rates, this SI prevents BTL from doing the same. So that has placed BTL in a position where it's unable to really compete if the other players in the market decide that, okay, BTL is vulnerable right now and we can make some inroads into their customer base. Beyond that too, by declaring BTL dominant, what it suggests is that BTL now falls under the greater scrutiny from the PUC, particularly with respect to rates. Right? Otherwise, the law says, let the market determine the rates.
With the BTL-Speednet acquisition off the table, should BTL still be forced to keep its rates unchanged for 3 years? Former PUC Chairman John Avery says no. He believes the company should lobby the Public Utilities Commission to repeal the measure, arguing that regulators should not be setting prices in the first place.
So now what has happened is that technically every rate or every new package or anything that BTL wants to offer, it needs to go to the PUC for approval. And so that even affects BTL in the speed in which it can adjust to changing market conditions.
So was it perhaps a misstep from the PUC or justified at the time?
Well, to me, it was never justified. I felt from the time this thing started with this dominant provider determination, it was simply to allay fears that people had that if you create a monopoly, the monopoly will price gouge. Now, in my opinion, what PUC needs to do is to repeal that SI, because that SI in itself goes against what the law says about a dominant provider. So the law, the Telecom Act says the dominant provider needs to be able to adjust. The SI says, no, your rates are fixed as is for 3 years. So as it is, that SI, under the current conditions, violates the Act itself. So the PUC needs to repeal that SI. BTL needs to lobby the PUC to do it.
Avery says a standard formula for reviewing BTL's rates would be better support competition. The Auditor General raises concerns about missing records. The PUC says it's time to move from warnings to action. More after the break.
My name is Jadian Laverne Ikal. I am 15 years old and I am a third-term student at Corazon Creek Technical High School. For a long time, Machakilha was quiet. Wrapped in the jungle, we felt cut off from the rest of Belize. No internet, no shops for food, and no health care. To get to school, it was an 1.5-hour hike. During the rainy season, the mud was almost knee-high. Sometimes we even had to swim across a flooded creek just to get to class. When the sun went down, I did my homework by the light of a candle. We could never stay up late to study. We had to save the candles for the next night. In May 2022, everything changed. The road finally reached Machakilha. Today, it is easy for me to go to school because we have a bus that comes right into our village. I don't have to hike through the bush anymore. I don't have to worry about the rain or the flooded creeks. I can just focus on being a student. Now that we have solar lights at night, I feel confident. My homework is finished with ease, and studying for my science classes doesn't feel so tiring anymore. We finally feel connected to the rest of our country. Having these basic services makes us feel like we can be more productive, like we finally have the same chance as everyone else. My dream is to become a nurse and help the people in my village. Now that we're connected, I know my future is bright.
The Ministry of Rural Transformation continues to work with communities like Machakilha, transforming lives and strengthening communities across Belize.
Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center, and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
It's nothing about censorship. I don't know how you can come to that. I think the big thing about the broadcasting authority is that now all of these online media people, blogs or whatever, that are taking advertisements and everything, also they have to be held to the same standards that you are being held. You all are at a disadvantage competing with these bloggers. These bloggers go online and they hear something and just put it out there without even checking whether it is so or not so, and all that kind of thing, and then they're collecting revenues. They're providing a kind of like a service to the public, and they need to be held to the same journalistic standards that you at Love and Creme, Channel 7, Channel 5 are being held to. And that's the main part of it. Technology has changed, so we can't continue using the same legislation that was addressing a technology of the 1990s. So we have to keep up with that. So it has absolutely nothing to do with censorship.
Prime Minister John Berceno is being challenged to prove that accountability starts inside his own cabinet. PSU President Dean Flowers wants a public commitment that Oscar Mira and Florencio Marin Jr. will not return as ministers.
The people that we continue to elect to office consider us a bunch of fools and are unapologetic about it. The Prime Minister and the leader of government business in the Senate would have risen and would have said the following: whereas all 26 duly elected members of the House of Representatives on this side of the House have covenanted to, and a few of them at all times faithfully uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Belize. I wish the good Lord would have started send down lightning and brimstone when the Governor General House and they swear upon the Bible. They promise us that they will insist on good and transparent governance to hold accountable those who betray the public good. Does this mean then that the Prime Minister's next public statement will be that Oscar Mira, Florencio Marin will never return to cabinet, ever, because they have betrayed the public good?
The Auditor General says public officers have been destroying important records, but the PSU wants to know what she has done about it. President Dean Flowers says Maria Rodriguez has the legal power to file complaints under the Finance and Audit Reform Act. Now he is challenging her to say how many cases she has formally reported.
I want to also turn my attention to the Auditor General, who recently proclaimed that people they shred paper, people they lock she out of office. When Section 13(4) of the Finance and Audit Reform Act empowers her to make complaints to the relevant commission, how many complaints has Maria Rodriguez laid before the Public Services Commission for those public officers to be sent home? How many complaints has Maria Rodriguez made to the Director of Public Prosecution under the Criminal Code or any other law, as the FARA says, for people to be charged and prosecuted? Yet it seems that she finds humor and proud herself for them and the media for the talk about she right the so-called activist, human rights activist who is now Attorney General.
In our interview with Rodriguez, she indicated that she has filed complaints on several occasions to no avail. Did the controversy over the BTL-Speednet deal provide cover for another government scandal? Trade unions say Belizeans must not forget the questions surrounding procurement at the Ministry of Defense. On Tuesday, Union Senator Glenfield Dennison turned up the pressure, calling for Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie to resign over his stake in RSL Group Limited.
The Cabinet Secretary, my brother, where wrong it you? My brother, you take... For those who don't know, right? The Cabinet Secretary used to be the permanent secretaries of permanent secretaries. He made the top at the top, the dandara, cause he made the brightest at the bright and the best at the best. Right. He would have never had a hand catch in the cookie jar or the spice jar. He would have never had his hand catch in the spice jar. So RSL, if you got any semblance of integrity, brother, resign, man. Just resign. Kind of belongs there, brother.
The irregularities happened before Francis Usher became CEO, but he will still have to answer for how the Ministry of National Defense addressed them. Usher is preparing to appear before the Joint Public Accounts Committee over concerns raised in the Auditor General's 2017 report. He says many of the recommendations have since been implemented, including stronger oversight of non-public funds within the Belize Defense Force.
I received a copy of the report a few weeks ago. I'm going through it with our legal counsel at the ministry. I think you know him. And I do know that I'm scheduled to appear with the Joint Public Accounts Committee sometime in September, but the date has not been set as yet, where we will, or they are hoping to get some answers to some of their questions, but we are reviewing it in detail.
Now, this is long before you. Has anything stood out in what the findings and the recommendations have been forward to you?
Well, a lot of the recommendations are things that we have already put into place. We have the Inspector General, who is a trained auditor, who audits the non-public funds, which are the BDF fund, the Benevolent Fund, all of the messes, as we call it, the Corporal's Club, the Sergeant's Mess, and the Officer's Mess. And so we've gone through annual audits of most of these accounts. So as far as the using of the funds in the account, multiple signatories have to be in place, multiple layers of approvals are necessary. So we have put a lot of the recommendations in place, and we'll continue to work on those.
Auditor General Maria Rodriguez says the annual reports are years behind because the Accountant General has not submitted the required annual financial statements. Belizeans will see a new line item on their electricity bills this month, and while BEL says it is designed to keep the company financially healthy and protect consumers from sudden price shocks, the bigger question is this: how much more will households be asked to absorb in an already expensive economy? Starting with the August 2026 bill, the Public Utilities Commission has approved a cost of power adjustment, or COPA, of 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour under a new regulatory sandbox framework. BEL says the actual cost of power over the past 6 months was 4.3 cents per kilowatt hour higher than the reference cost approved by the regulator. But the monthly increase has been capped at 1.5 cents to avoid a sharper hit to customers. The company says the mechanism gives regulators a month-by-month way to respond to real market conditions, meaning the adjustment could go up, go down, disappear, or even result in a rebate, depending on the actual cost of power and PUC approval. But for consumers, the question is not only how the formula works, but whether this new system will bring more transparency or simply normalize monthly changes to their light bills. BEL says social rate customers will be exempt and that the COPA charge will not attract GST. But for everyone else, the adjustment begins now. So tonight we ask, is this a fair and flexible way to protect Belize's energy supply, or is it the start of another unpredictable cost being passed onto ordinary consumers? A relaxing swim turned into a fight for survival. The crocodile attack that has Guinea grass on edge. Still ahead.
Every dream begins with an opportunity, and every opportunity has the power to change a life. This year, Belize Bank proudly welcomes 16 outstanding new scholars during its 14th annual Scholarship Awards ceremony, recognizing young Belizeans whose academic excellence, leadership, and determination inspire us all.
When I look around the room today, I see future entrepreneurs who will build businesses. I see future doctors who will heal families. I see engineers who will design infrastructure, teachers which will inspire the next generation.
For Belize Bank, a scholarship is more than financial assistance. It's a commitment to each student's future through guidance, encouragement, and mentorship from members of our management team. Today, we celebrate 16 new scholars, more than 250 lives transformed, one shared future. Because when we empower our youth, we empower our nation.
It was rainy, muddy, playing in a whole heap of mud.
We actually started working out of an apartment with about 6 of us. It was only 9 of us.
About 15 of us, not sure where we were heading.
I came from Cancun, Mexico for an interview and I didn't go back.
First time working a big girl job.
And if you didn't know, you had to figure it out. I didn't know anything about plumbing, so I had to study YouTube.
We won the bid.
I definitely have to ask your boss to give you a raise. I plan on retiring here.
8:39 in the night, I'm still picking up the phone.
And each layer matters, guys.
I want to see or hear people say that Design Depot is a family.
Design Depot to me is like a family.
And we all combine to make this one beautiful Sunday dinner. I don't know who might be the salad, but
1, 2, 3.
Never stop.
Win the Encore Bundle. 2 Skydeck tickets, $500 DigiCash, a night stay at Grand Resort plus official Marshall Montano merch. Get your tickets for only $5 on the DigiWallet Marketplace games. And experience Marshall Montano the Encore way.
Life is full of precious moments we're cherishing. Moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the win, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
A piece of Belize's Maya history has been destroyed, and authorities want to know who is responsible. The damage happened at El Pozito, an important archaeological site just outside Guinea Grass Village. Residents had hoped the site could create new economic opportunities for the community, but that optimism has now turned to shock and disappointment. News 5's Shane Williams traveled north today and has the story.
Authorities are conducting an investigation to find out just who are behind the clearing and desecration of this archaeological site here behind me in El Pozito, one of many important locations to the historic Maya communities. While there are 17 archaeological reserves in the country, there are thousands of important sites like these. They are a part of our daily lives. But as you can see from the cornfield standing next to me, these sites often create a conflict in society on whether to preserve history or ensure our livelihoods.
For conservationists, preserving El Pozito is not only about protecting the past. It could also open new economic doors for Guinea Grass Village. The Maya site lies just minutes from the village center in a community Chairman Benito Oak describes as largely dependent on farming.
Just Monday then, Mr. Ramos and the team, I think they find out what happened in that Pozito area. We have different farmers, cane farmers around that area, and also we have close by a farm where the Mennonite, I think, have purchased that area.
Guinea Grass residents are devastated by the news, especially since Dr. Keith Epic of College of East Texas and a team from the Institute of Archaeology had only recently consulted with villagers about the benefits of properly preserving the site.
Last month, at the same place, we had a meeting with the team, the IE, the Archaeological Institute of Archaeology, preparing and planning what they could assist in the area, in the Pozito, how the village will be benefit from that area once they start to develop now, and that was the plan.
Could El Pozito one day create jobs and income for Guinea Grass Village? Nearby Lamanai shows what is possible when an archaeological site is properly protected and managed. Program for Belize oversees the reserve, and Executive Director Edilberto Romero says local residents benefit directly.
The communities realize that the reserve is benefiting them not only through scholarship but through other things, and we also employ most of our staff from the communities. The work we do, the tourism, the sustainable timber operation. Basically, we inject over $1 million of funds to the economy, to the communities.
The Northern Maya Association of Belize today issued a release condemning the destruction, saying El Pozito is more than a structure but a living link to ancestors, a classroom for future generations, and part of the shared inheritance of all Belizeans. Benita Oak says those responsible did not just damage an archaeological site, they robbed the entire community. He is urging residents to help identify those responsible and bring them to justice.
I don't know who did that. That is have the responsibility of police to find out and investigate who did that. And it's sad, no, for the community, because that was the plan with the team. Now, just recently, they were here, and then that is what occurred, almost a month ago after what happened.
Do you think maybe it could have been an innocent mistake? Someone not know the significance?
Not really, because everybody in the community know that that's an archaeological site, and nobody. If you see, I don't know if you have visited there, they have all keen feel around, and that area is untouchable because they know that it's a crown land, and that is just specified for the archaeological site of El Pozito.
For years, conservationists have pushed to protect El Pozito, but successive governments reportedly handed surrounding lands to supporters in Guinea Grass and August Pine Ridge, leaving the site vulnerable to ongoing damage. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
For years, residents of Guinea Grass have turned to New River Park to swim and relax. But a terrifying crocodile attack is now raising serious questions about safety. 29-year-old Leomar Narvaez survived after a crocodile reportedly grabbed him by the head and pulled him underwater early Sunday morning. Now the community wants to know what will be done to prevent another attack.
We are here on a warm summer afternoon at New River Park in beautiful Guinea Grass Village. The water is calm, cool, and inviting, but there is nobody here, absolutely nobody, at a once popular location. And for good reason.
29-year-old Leomar Narvaez was swimming in this area when he suddenly felt something grab his head. He realized he was in the jaws of a crocodile, and in a matter of seconds, he had to fight for his life.
I went in at the river, right, and I was swimming. And then that's whenever I feel like something grabbed me in my head. And then after that, I felt like shaking. Like, whenever something bites you. Yeah, and then the crocodile, he shake my head 2 times. So I asked, in my mind, I just asked, the way this, because I never may expect that to happen.
He was taken to the Northern Regional Hospital, where he received approximately 28 stitches and was later released. The incident has now raised questions about the safety of New River Park, a location that residents regularly use for swimming and recreation.
Last year, I did a post in my village council page in regards of the crocodile. No, I took a video because the same time we were cleaning, early morning we were cleaning there as usual, and we saw the crocodile, around that area, and then I post that. But usually, our community usually use that to recreation and so forth. But unfortunately, we had what happened last week. I hope the community is aware now that it's dangerous, and we are asking the community and especially the parents, to be alert. Also, sometimes children just go by themselves there, and have refreshments there, in the new river.
For residents, the concern now is not only about what happened to Narvaez, but whether another person could become the next victim. The attack has changed the way many in Guinea Grass are looking at this popular community swimming spot, and village chairman Benito Oak says he is expecting the authorities to remove the croc from the area.
I was expecting that the Department of Environment contact us not to see what measures we could take now with the community and with them to see what we could do to either the crocodile be placed on another area, or just, I don't know what else we could do to, so not to mingle around the area where our community go and take a bath there,
This may have happened in Guinea Grass. Familiar waters are not always safe. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
The Belize Labor Department is partnering with the International Labor Organization to improve how workplace disputes are handled and resolved. This week, the Ministry of Immigration, Governance and Labor hosted a series of activities aimed at strengthening Belize's labor dispute system and improving access to fair labor services. A key activity was a review of the Labor Complaints Tribunal, led by an ILO labor relations expert to identify ways the system can better serve both workers and employers. Representatives from Belize, the Bahamas, and Trinidad and Tobago also exchanged ideas on strengthening labor dispute resolution and reducing workplace conflict. In addition, Labor Department officers, employers, and trade union representatives received training in negotiation and conciliation, including role-playing exercises to practice resolving disputes constructively. The ministry says the initiative is part of ongoing efforts to strengthen labor institutions and promote better cooperation between employers and workers in Belize. Thousands of acres of mangroves at Turneffe will now remain in Belizean hands for generations to come. The Ministry of Blue Economy and the Turneffe Sustainability Association signed an agreement today to permanently protect some of the country's most valuable marine resources. The partnership also includes a $2 million investment in a marine research center for the University of Belize. News 5 was at the signing.
This legacy building, where the government has partnered with TASA and the Turneffe Atoll Trust to be able to find a way how we can protect these 17,000 acres of mangrove forest in Turneffe, and to be able to protect it in perpetuity. And so when we got into government, this was already signed by the previous government, but in their case, there were certain legal issues that we needed to correct. But at the same time, thanks to Dr. Hayes, they made a deposit on the land. I think it's about $2.2 million. And since it has been removed from the original trust fund to another trust that is being managed and owned by Belizeans, in the discussions, and they came up with the idea of what, instead of them getting a check or a refund, to use that money to be able to help the University of Belize to set up a marine research facility in the area. So it's a win-win.
Currently in the market, in terms of the world market, you're looking at biodiversity credits, you're looking at blue carbon credits, you're looking at how can you, beyond what it produces economically for the government, the fishers, the tourism stakeholders, and us in terms of recreational value, can also produce a market value in terms of blue carbon credits and biodiversity credits into the future.
The conservation and research initiatives under the agreement takes effect immediately. Up next, the future has arrived at UB. Students are now building, programming, and testing robots right inside the classroom.
As a sheetrock installer for decor construction, I know the job is only as good as the materials I use. Using inferior products can lead to more waste, weak core integrity, sagging, and more time fixing the problem instead of finishing the job right. And that's why I trust USG Drywall, Plysem and Best Screws from Dennison, because quality is savings.
Quality is savings at Benny's. Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 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 Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Get a smart start this new school year with deals you don't want to miss. Get a prepaid device starting at just $235. Choose from the TCL 503, Honor Play 10, Samsung A07, Samsung A17, and more. Every prepaid device purchase includes a free starter package with minutes, data, and SMS to get you started. Students and teachers, sign up for a Trio postpaid plan and enjoy 50% off for 3 months. Bundle your Trio plan with a postpaid data plan and get a free MiFi. Start the school year powered up with a postpaid power pack, including a device and your postpaid plan deposit, starting at $275. Plus, new students and teachers that sign up for their postpaid bundle get their first month free. Power up for back to school with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Belizean media is making its mark on the regional stage. Greater Belize Media has earned more than 24 nominations in this year's CBU Media Awards, putting its work in journalism, digital production, and technical excellence among the best in the Caribbean. The winners are being announced during the Caribbean Broadcasting Union's 57th Annual General Assembly in Georgetown, Guyana, where media houses from across the region are waiting to see who takes home top honors. Tonight, News 5's Brittany Gordon looks at the nominations, the anticipation, and what this recognition means for Belizean broadcasting.
It is a big night for Caribbean media, and Belize has plenty to celebrate. Greater Belize Media is up for 26 awards at this year's CBU Media Awards, placing the company among the region's top contenders. The awards gala begins tonight as a part of the CBU's annual General Assembly. During the opening ceremony, CBU President Anthony Green highlighted this year's theme, Caribbean Media and AI, and explained why artificial intelligence is now part of the conversation about the future of journalism and broadcasting.
This year's theme, Caribbean Media and AI, could hardly be more timely. Artificial intelligence is already changing how we gather information, produce content, reach audiences, and run our organizations. AI promises greater speed and efficiency, but also raises difficult questions about accuracy, authorship, jobs, public trust, and the values that should guide its use. Those conversations cannot be answered for us from somewhere else. We must answer them from a Caribbean perspective.
Caribbean media is being pushed to evolve, but not at the cost of trust. At the AGM, discussions focused on how media houses can use technology, strengthen their businesses, and still protect the integrity of their content. The CBU will recognize the standout work in environmental reporting, child's rights, investigative journalism, and Caribbean art and culture. UNESCO's Eric Falt also spoke about the need for ethical and inclusive digital transformation.
UNESCO approaches AI neither with panic nor with blind enthusiasm. AI can help journalists analyze data, translate content, improve accessibility, preserve archives, identify patterns, and work more efficiently. For small newsrooms, these possibilities are very significant.
The race is tight. Jamaica's RJR Gleaner earned 29 nominations. GBM secured 26. The Guardian Media received 18. GBM enters the awards with a momentum after winning 10 prizes and 4 special mentions last year. Belize already claimed a major honor, with journalist Jules Vasquez receiving the Caribbean Media Defender Award.
The role of the defender of media freedom, why does it matter? Why must we champion those who play that role? It matters because news is a public utility, just as important as water or electricity. A modern democratic society cannot survive without it.
The Caribbean Broadcasting Awards highlights the region's ongoing support for the crucial duty of the press. A free press is not a threat to democracy. It is a part of what keeps democracy alive. That is a message from John Feely, director of the Center for Media Integrity of the Americas, who says national leaders must respect the media's role in holding them accountable.
A free press is not an enemy of any government. A responsible, independent press is one of democracy's most important safeguards. It can be irritating. It can be persistent. It can sometimes get things wrong, and when it does, the press has a sacrosanct responsibility to correct that record. But that is not a defect of democracy. That is democracy doing its job.
CBU Awards will be aired on GBM at 8 p.m. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
The debate over the Safe Third Country Agreement has largely focused on who Belize is allowing in. But less has been said about what awaits asylum seekers once they arrive. Foreign Affairs CEO Oscar Arnold says they cannot immediately start working or permanently settle here. Instead, they must navigate a United Nations managed process that could stretch on for years.
So the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, High Commission, becomes very important then, because
that's the UNHCR.
Yes, they have funding, they have the mechanism in place to have to receive these individuals, to process them, and then to kind of assimilate them into Belizean society. There's also written into the agreement where in the event that these funds don't become or are not sufficient, that the host country, any host country, can make a request on the US government to say, what other funds do you have available for this type of program? Because A, B, C, D, and that is also an option that is available to host countries.
Are these persons going straight into working here in Belize?
No.
Fit themselves into regular life?
The UNHCR receives them first as refugees because many of them are asylum seekers.
Yes.
So they're treated as asylum seekers. For whatever reason, if you didn't want to be repatriated back to your country, that is why you're integrated into this program. And so they fall under that asylum seeker status, and then they are processed through there. And that is a process that can take anywhere from months to years before they're assimilated 100% into Belizean society.
Arnold also explained that the asylum seekers are vetted prior to arrival for age, criminal history, and health condition as to not burden Belizean society. For teachers, the August break is supposed to offer a chance, that is, to rest and recharge. But BNTU President Nadia Kaliz says mandatory training sessions are taking that time away from educators who are already burnt out. Now the union is demanding that the Ministry of Education give teachers their full summer break.
August, back in the day, we enjoyed our July and August. Today, it's July, or part of July, and August we're on call, workshops, and all of these things. Anyhow, I want to thank all the former BNTU leaders and members who fought for what we are enjoying today, and we are losing, according to some of them, we're losing a number of things that they negotiated for. One of them happens to be this. As educators, we are paid for 10 months, but we have decided that we'll take those 10 months salary and divide it by 12, so while we're on vacation, quotation for vacation, we can be given a salary. But we have already worked for that for the 10 months.
Right.
Now, it brings us now to where we are, and I'm quite certain my ministry will be surprised listening to this, because we haven't said this to them, but we're telling them publicly, we are coming back for August.
That's right.
We are coming back for August because our teachers are burnt out. Our teachers are overworked. Our teachers are stressed. And they keep adding and adding and adding and adding more responsibilities. So we are coming back for August.
The Belize National Teachers Union has placed a 90-day timeline on this demand. Technical and vocational teachers could be left shortchanged under the proposed TVET bill. That is the warning from BNTU President Nadia Kaliz, who says the legislation fails to adequately provide for those educators. While the union has given the Ministry of Education 90 days to address broader welfare concerns, Kaliz says changes to the bill must happen immediately.
Once again, our VOTEC teachers are caught in between. They're lost in transition. Right? What do I mean by that? If that teacher, that VOTEC teacher, leaves the high school and goes to work for what we call the authority, the minister said TVET, the salary of that teacher will be higher. But when you are under the Education Act and you have an associate's degree, and in this country, where can you get a bachelor's degree for those courses? Tell me. Tell me. So we have been punishing people when we have not been doing what we need to do to fix the system. And we are comfortable with that. The BNTU is no longer accepting the fact that our VOTEC teachers are stuck on pay scale 8 at 0.4 for 20 odd years. Wow. Today, I tell you, we have been having this discussion, MOE and the BNTU have been having this discussion. And one of the things my negotiating team can tell you is that through the TVET Act, proposed act, that should have been addressed. But when we looked at what was happening, especially during the discussion yesterday, we realized again that they're lost in transition.
Kaliz says the TVET teachers have been treated unfairly for decades, while being the backbone of skills training and development in Belize. Robotics may still sound futuristic to many Belizeans, but for students at the University of Belize, that future is now sitting inside a classroom. The Ministry of E-Governance has handed over a VEX V5 classroom super robotics kit to UB's Jaguar Tech Studio, giving students access to more than 1,500 parts they can use to build, program, test, and improve robotic systems. But this is not just about a box of high-tech equipment. It is about whether Belize is moving quickly enough to prepare young people for a world where automation, artificial intelligence, programming, and robotics are already changing the way people work. The ministry says the donation forms part of its wider push to strengthen digital skills under the National Digital Agenda, while also helping students move beyond theory and into hands-on innovation. The kit includes a robot brain, controller, smart motors, sensors, a rechargeable battery, and mechanical parts that allow students to turn ideas into working technology. And while UB is among the first to benefit, the ministry says additional robotics kits will be donated to other organizations and educational institutions across the country. Coming up, one man is turning memories into a mission. Michael Herrera Sr. is preserving Bermudian Landing's past while investing in its future.
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing, public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort, tour operators insurance for on-site tourists, and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Every dollar you save today is a seed for tomorrow. Let your dreams take root and grow. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
Sport is more than a game. It builds discipline, it creates opportunity, it strengthens communities, and it brings a nation together. But building the future of sport in Belize requires more than talent. It requires vision, investment, partnership, and action. This September, Belize comes together for the first ever Belize National Sports Summit 2026, a national conversation about where we are, where we want to go, and what it will take to transform sport in Belize. From stronger sports governance and better facilities to youth participation, athlete development, health and wellness, financing, inclusion, and sports tourism. Let's build the future of sport. Let's build stronger communities. Let's build Belize. The Belize National Sports Summit 2026 comes alive September 2nd and 3rd at the Belize Civic Center.
Michael Herrera Sr. is putting the stories and lessons of Bermudian landing on paper, not only to preserve the past, but also to help shape the community's future. His first book, Memoirs of Michael, Bermudian Landing Part 1, reflects on the values and discipline of earlier generations and how attitudes have changed among young people. It is the first in a planned 4-part series, and Herrera hopes the proceeds will help him establish a foundation for elderly residents, struggling families, and school children.
Tying with this book, there's a foundation that's going to come with this, and the foundation is to provide ensure and pampers for the elderly and the sick, and then grocery for the non-believers that are struggling and the believers that are struggling. Grocery, clothing, footwears, and stuff for school. So because it is God, divine providence, God is bringing about His divine providence in my life. And there was a series of prophecy that came with this book, with the foundation. So I just wanted to put this out there because from the 16th of June, I officially became a Belizean author. But I kept it on a wrap, you know, I'm not a proud person here. But this book is talking about a value system that once exists, is long gone. Because back in my grandparents' days, you know, they were strict, they were disciplined, respectful, and mannerly. We couldn't pass an adult without saying good morning in the village, or else they could have disciplined us. And if we tell, then we get flagged again. And then we were not allowed to, like, say, when adults is in a conversation, we were not allowed to intervene because just the eyes where Granny and Grandpa give you. You don't know what that means. So they were just trickier. And this book is compared that time or generation to this generation.
Herrera also plans to seek support from the Ministry of Education and conduct a school tour throughout the Belize River Valley to promote the book. After days of controversy surrounding the Miss Universe Belize 2026 pageant, the organization behind the competition has officially responded, reassuring the public that Callie Rose West's victory was legitimate while taking responsibility for a series of mistakes that fueled confusion on finale night. In a public statement, organizers acknowledged errors in score tabulation, production logistics, and the live broadcast, but said a full review of the judges' evaluations confirmed that West received the highest overall score and rightfully earned the crown. Among the issues addressed was the appearance of images of Guatemala's Tikal archaeological site during the nationally broadcast event, a mistake that drew criticism from viewers who questioned why a Guatemalan landmark was featured during a pageant intended to showcase Belize. The organization described the incident as a serious production error and apologized to the Belizean public, saying the graphics were created entirely by a local production team, which has apologized for the error. The organization has pledged greater transparency through real-time score tabulation, certified judging procedures, and free public broadcast of future pageants. As West prepares to represent Belize at Miss Universe 2026 in Puerto Rico, officials are urging Belizeans to unite behind the country's newly crowned queen and move past the controversy. It was a night of faith, originality, and fierce competition at the Bliss Center. The remaining 4 KTV contestants stepped outside their comfort zones with gospel selections, original compositions, and smart jingles. As the race for the $10,000 grand prize tightens, the singers are pulling out all the stops to win over viewers. Brittany Gordon has the highlights.
If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way. If you wanna be with me, I can make your wish come true. Just come and set me free, baby, and I'll be with you.
3 contestants won $10,000 prize on the line. KTV The Remix Night 7 began with a close battle between beloved contestants Bhumika Nandwani and Judson Baker, with Baker ultimately taking the win.
Put your head on my shoulder, whisper in my ear, baby.
I feel great. I'm really excited, actually. Not in a million years did I expect to be at this point.
Are you proud of your performance tonight?
Very much so, yeah. I feel like this is my best one.
Following the intense battle round, the night saw the first gospel performance with Tiana Sterling's rendition of Oceans, Where My Feet May Fail, earning her 10s across the board.
When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours.
The feeling what I have there, I tell them how to coffee everything down there. That's the only feeling I have.
My chains.
Also earning 3 10s was TVET Campus, who stepped out with a story of grace, singing Mercy Walked In.
The moment that mercy walked in.
Oh, I'm excited, honestly. That just explained the whole thing, you know.
Are you happy with tonight's performance?
Absolutely. Very much more than happy.
Bringing a somber moment of reflection to the stage was battle round winner Judson Baker, who wowed the audience with the traditional hymn, Were You There When They Crucified My Lord?, which made him the 3rd finalist to receive all 10s for the night.
Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble.
Go feel like me. Go feel like me.
The competition then turned from worship to showcase the performers' original pieces.
It's going down, down, down. Think that is perfect timing. Smart is the greatest, and that is a fact.
The inspiration behind the jingle and the song, you know, is just bring a soca vibe, soca music, make the crowd jump, make the crowd feel it, and That was just practically the inspiration behind it to bring vibes and energy to the crowd to make they could feel it.
This country boy with my guitar. Well, the original song, I mean, like I said on stage, it was, it's been a journey and a half. So, and then I relate, with the KTV, my mom pushed me, that was like a whole story.
And if I haven't seen you for a year or more, I'll think about you.
I'm pleased with the reaction. This song means a lot to me, so I was glad to be able to perform it tonight.
The performances wrapped up with a showcase of the performers' original smart jingles, where TVET campus claimed the win.
Anytime you feel like that is the best,
If you want to see your favorite singer claim the prize, don't forget to vote the number of your favorite performer to 585. And tune in next week for the KTV Grand Finale. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, PM denies acting alone on BTL-Speednet deal rejection. Rosa Hernandez commented, PM, this was your chance to acknowledge that you should have done more consultations before you all jump ahead. Did you forget that you all did not do your due diligence? That you all 8-2 voted in favor without doing the recommended consultations? Turning to PM Defies union pressures, stands behind BTL chairman. Eagle Power shared, this is what happens. We the unions bow to this man. He thinks the unions are weak because he could just send out a memo and the protest canceled. He feels he is winning. The deal is still on, people. The POP is famous for secret accommodation agreements. And finally, on MUB points fingers at Belize team over Tikal Backlash. Crystal Vernon shared, despite all the mishaps, I'm totally supporting our new queen. I think she deserved to win and none of it was her fault. I sincerely hope she receives the support of the Belizean people, especially as the international pageant is not too far away. Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.